To make a pumpkin inspired by the artist Yayoi Kusama, you'll need a piece of colored paper, an oval tracer, a pencil, the drawing guide and pattern idea sheet, and we'll need a black marker. First, we're going to start by picking out a piece of colored paper. Then we're going to write our name on the back of our paper with a pencil. Don't forget to write your class code below your name. Then we're going to flip it over and we're going to use our paper so it is portrait style, so it's taller on the sides and shorter on the top and bottom. We're going to trace our oval in the middle of our paper. We don't want to put it up too high because then we would have no room for our stem. So a little bit below the top of the paper with enough room for your stem. We're going to trace our oval with a pencil. Remember, you need to use your other hand to hold down your oval. Now I have an oval shape, which is not a pumpkin shape, but we're going to add to it by making some lines to create the sides of the pumpkin. And we're going to make a stem shape. So we're going to draw from the top of the oval shape and make a curved line that kind of bends in a little bit and then curves out and comes to the bottom. We're going to do one more like that on the other side, but it will curve the opposite way. So it curves in and out. And if your lines are not the same on each side, that's perfectly fine. Pumpkins are not perfect shapes. We're going to do that 2 more times, one on each side. So start at the top of your last curved shape. We're gonna come out, curve in a little bit, and curve around towards the bottom. Then we're gonna do the same thing, but our curve goes the opposite way on the other side and curve towards the bottom. Now our pumpkin is missing its stem. To make a stem, you can draw 2 lines that curve a little bit and connect it at the top. It looks a little bit like a rectangle shape. The next step would be outlining our lines with a black marker. Then if you have any pencil lines showing through your outline, you can erase them. This will help your drawing look neater. Now the next step is filling up the spaces in our pumpkin with dots like Yayoi Kusama. Here on the example sheet, you'll see some different types of dot patterns. In this little picture here where it says all done, all the spaces in the pumpkin are filled with dots. So I'm going to use my black marker to draw dots and color them in. You could do something like all dots of the same size, tiny dots, lines of dots, spiral dots, big and small dots, or dots that are open and not colored in. You can think of something else too. When we're using our markers, we never want to press really hard on them. We want to keep the tip pointed so that they will draw nicely for us. So we never want to smash down and make dots on our paper because then the point will become dull and it wouldn't be very fun to draw with. So gently draw on your paper with your marker. I'm going to go ahead and fill up the spaces in my pumpkin with different dot patterns. If you're going to make dots with the tip of your marker, you should gently press down on it. You never want to press really hard on it because remember that will ruin the tip of the marker and make it really flat and dull. So I'm just gently pressing down and I can make these little dots when I do that, but I'm not ruining the tip of my marker because I'm being very careful here. After your pumpkin is completely filled with dot patterns like Yayoi Kusama, then we're going to cut out our pumpkin shape. We're going to make a background in the next part of this project. So we need to cut our pumpkin out. Notice when I'm cutting right next to the black line. That's the outline. I'm not cutting the black line off. I'm cutting right next to it. If I cut the black outline off, then it would look like there's no edge of the pumpkin. So I don't want to cut that black outline off. I want to cut right next to it. I'm going to carefully cut around the stem shape and the rest of the pumpkin. All right, so now I'm all done making my pumpkin inspired by Yayoi Kusama. Make sure to throw away your paper scraps and pick up the supplies that you were using. I hope you had fun learning about the artist Yayoi Kusama and making a pumpkin inspired by her. I can't wait to see how it turns out.